the feeling of the solidarity, international solidarity sense that it gives to the people, especially for those of our colleagues in prison. Uh, because one of the challenges in prison is it always makes you feel like you're alone, and even your prison jailers wants you to feel like everything is ended up there, and you're only confined in a small place, and your cause is no more moving. So I guess such kind of awards are very inspirational and actual solidarity for people in such a situation. I guess it makes them feel like, okay, the cause is not arrested, and there are some other people thinking about us, thinking about freedom of expression in Ethiopia. So, but it's not a full celebration because being awarded from a repressive regime as a symbol of repression of freedom of expression is not something that you feel good about, because it would have been nice if we don't get the award and Ethiopia could be a better space for freedom of expression in the media. Government usually blames international human rights organizations and award-giving organizations like CPJ as a tool for the Western ideology to impose on countries, sovereign countries like Ethiopia, and they never considered them or recognized them as a human rights group. So I'm not going to be surprised if the government is going to say that these organizations are not really working for human rights, but they're trying to impose some neoliberal ideologies on Ethiopia. So one of the reality that the government wants to portray is that there's no right violations in Ethiopia. There's only development in the country, and people should only talk about the development, economic change, infrastructure development in the country, about the roads, the dam, and everything. And all the mainstream media and the media controlled by the government was forced to talk about all these things, while there are so many other important governance, democracy, rights related issues, which are directly related to the constitution and which are really fundamental for any human being. So what we were trying to say was it's very good that all those things are going around, that the economy is getting better or the infrastructure is improving, but at the same time we do have another concerns as a citizen that we want to talk about, then that's what we did. For me, it's as easy as that the government wants to stay in power for long, and they don't want to be accountable for the wrong things that they did, and they silence everyone who's questioning what the wrong things that they're doing. So it is the same on our case too. We have been asking questions about the constitution, and we happen to be charged of terrorism. But I guess you can't stop doing what you're doing because it's not a crime. That's very easy. I guess constitutional rights. So what we were doing was, and what we were asking was the constitutional rights. One of the things that came as a trend was at the period if government tries to portray some legal activities as illegal by criminalizing it or by creating such kind of fear, impression, and the environment. So people writing go to jail, people asking for rights are going to jail, and that's to create the impression that writing and asking rights is some criminal activity. So we are not obeying for that law. We are obeying for the law of the land, for the criminal laws, for the constitution, but we are not obeying for the impression and for the criminalization of dissent.